Well, eventually.
He possibly went sooner than many of us thought he would. We might have thought that he would hang on for a bit longer to see if there are new elections to the sort of, governing body of the Conservative Parliamentary Party, the 1922 committee next week. Questions about whether they would change the rules to allow another vote of no confidence. And he'd seemed very impervious to representations from his cabinet to this massive resignations. I mean, it's a bit of a bravura performance, wasn't it? It was a lot of sound bites, a lot of dwelling on his record and saying how sorry he was to go, etc. But absolutely no sense that the Prime Minister recognised that the reason he was being drummed out of office now was because he was seen to have debased standards in public life. It's not unusual because that's what happened when David Cameron resigned. It's what happened when Theresa May stood down in quite similar circumstances when her party turned against her. But what I think is very different now, and why there are quite a lot of question marks about whether that really is the right thing for the Prime Minister to do, is firstly the government's imploded. Not quite half, but around, a lot of ministers have resigned from this government. First question is, can he reconstruct the government? He's appointed people to vacant cabinet positions, so he's now got a full cabinet, but obviously there's going to be massive distraction anyway while there's a Conservative leadership election going on. That just happens. If the Conservative Party decides to do a similar process, the process when Theresa May stood down and Boris Johnson was elected, we had a process, time for candidates to nominate themselves, a timetable set, and the process that the Conservatives go through to elect their leaders is that MPs can stand, they have to have a certain number of nominators. We don't know yet what thresholds will be set. It's going to be announced next week. You have a field. That field is then narrowed down through successive ballots to two final candidates. And then the choice of those two final candidates is put to people who are members of the Conservative Party. So there are about 90,000 Conservative Party members. Well, there's always a question about whether a new Prime Minister needs to go and have an early general election to seek a personal mandate. That was an issue for Gordon Brown when he became Prime Minister in circumstances. Theresa May ruled out an election when she became leader in similar circumstances after David Cameron stepped back, then fatefully had a general election and lost her mandate.